my name is Anna and welcome to My Body Refined. I'm a mom of two and just 10 months ago I was weighing 100 kilos and was struggling to keep up with daily life. In this video, I'm going to share with you 9 things that helped me lose 30 kilos in 10 months without any fad diets or shortcuts, just real changes that worked for me. I'm not a doctor or a fitness guru. I'm just sharing my personal journey in the hope that it inspires someone out there. If I can do it, truly, you can too. So let's get into this. The very first thing that I had to change wasn't the diet or the exercise. No, it was actually my own mindset. And that was the foundation for everything. I had to stop treating the weight loss as a short-term fix, but instead look at it as a lifelong journey. How many times did you find yourself that you want to try to lose weight in order to fit into a dress, or get ready for holidays, or prepare for a special occasion? You achieve your goal, you lose your weight, but then you go back to your usual habits that you had before that. And you end up gaining all that weight, if not more, and you feel really frustrated and disappointed, and you think that you will never be able to lose weight ever in your life. Well, I've definitely been there, and I've done this many times. So this time I knew I wanted a different outcome for myself. So I have to approach the things absolutely different. And in order to achieve that, I had to accept that I'm not going on a diet. I am changing the way I live, and for good. And this was my new normal. And that also meant that I had to be patient, consistent, and also realize that I'm building new habits that are gonna stay with me forever. Yes, and of course, I had very tough days. There had days when I wanted to give up, but that mindset shift really helped me to stay grounded. Next, I took an honest look of what I was eating on a daily basis. I didn't judge myself. I was just tracking what I was putting inside my body. And this helped me realize how much processed foods, sugar, empty calories I was eating without thinking. And that was an absolute eye-opener. All those biscuits, cakes, chocolates, muffins, crisps, oh, I love crisps. All those I was eating just as a snack. And instead of going and picking up just one biscuit, I was eating the whole pack of biscuits, and then added an extra 1,000, maybe 1,500 calories a day without me realizing it. And very slowly I started to replace all those ready meals with real whole foods. For example, instead of portion of chips, I will have vegetables or a portion of salad. Instead of a whole piece of cake, I will have a small piece of dark chocolate. Instead of deep fried chicken, I will have a grilled chicken or oven baked chicken. I had started to introduce more lean meats, lean fish. All of that really helped me to start shifting to a better and healthier food options. And I learned how to read labels on the food packaging, to cook more at home, reduce the amount of takeaways that we order, plan menu in advance. And this made a huge difference in how I felt. I started to feel more energized. I had less cravings. And it wasn't just me, my husband, because I am the main cook in our household. So my husband also felt same changes. So it started to benefit both of us. So this is when I realized that this really works. And over the weeks and months, I got so used to my new eating habits that now, even if I eat in moderation, some crisps or chips or some cakes or desserts, I actually start craving healthy foods. I start craving a salad. I start craving, I don't know, salmon and sweet potato, something that I never ever thought I will be able to achieve. And the fact that I feel that way really, really makes me proud of how far I came on this journey. Then came a game changer, is understanding your portion sizes. And the way how I did it, I actually used calorie counting as a way to control how much food I eat and how big the portions I consume. I know that it doesn't work for everyone. However, that worked for me, and it was very crucial in the beginning to understand how much food I consume. So I personally used an app called Noom, but there are so many apps out there that you can use for calorie counting, and not even calories. You can also show you your macronutrients and micronutrients that you consume with the food. And those apps are absolutely free. So you can choose any app that works for you. So I try to consume between 1,500 and 1,800 of calories per day, which I would spread across 2-3 good sized meals, and also maybe 1 or 2 snacks. I also bought kitchen scales, and that was very important, because if you do decide to do calorie counting, my advice is don't try to estimate at the beginning, unless you really know what to do, of how much the food weighs. Try to estimate the amount of calories that I was consuming without weighting it, like, oh, how much that teaspoon of peanut butter gonna weight, or how much that rice of spaghetti gonna weight. I was terribly wrong, and I always underestimated the amount of calories that there was. Now I don't weight food, so of course now, as I've been doing this for consistently for quite a long period of time, I know how much I need to put and how many calories it will, but in the beginning, weighting food was quite important for me. I also learned how to swap things around. For example, instead of using a big dinner plate to put a small amount of food onto it and thinking, oh my God, I'm really not gonna have enough of food this time and I will be hungry after finishing my dinner, I actually put it on a side plate, and visually it felt that I am using and eating the full portion. I know it's just a mindset trick, but it really, really helps. Other swaps that I did, for instance, food-wise, was one example, start using oil spray. Because oil is, especially olive oil, is good for you, but it does contain a lot of calories. So you have to be mindful of how much oil you put into your food. So instead of just pouring the tablespoons of oil when I was, I don't know, frying food or into my dressing of the salad, I just started to use oil spray. And again, that helped me with the controlling how much food I eat. Another big one, alcohol. So I used to unwind with a glass of wine here and there. You know, after a busy day at work, you have your dinner, you put your kids to sleep, me and my husband would then go and watch something. Shall we have some wine? Shall we have some wine? Shall we have some snacks with the wine? Let's have some snacks. So all of this, of course, adds up. And what I learned is that, of course, alcohol has empty calories. And it has a lot of calories. Just a small glass of wine may have 130, 150 calories. And if you have 2, here you go, already 300 calories you just consumed. When you consume the alcohol, you also start feeling hungry. You start feeling you want to snack on something. And you're not going to snack on just very healthy things. You start craving crisps, chocolates, cheese. Oh, cheese and wine. Come on, who doesn't like that, right? And on the following day, I also didn't feel good. I would feel tired, and because of that, I will skip the workout, or I will make worse food choices. Instead of cooking the food, I will think, oh, I'm too tired, let's order takeaway, let's order pizza in. So, and I realized that in order to help me achieve my goal, I really need to make a change, and I have to reduce the amount of alcohol in it. And don't get me wrong, I still consume alcohol on a special occasion, but the amount has dropped significantly. And that change alone really helped me speed up my progress. So the next one, drinking more water. And I underestimated this a lot for so many years. I swapped all the juices, sugary lattes with pure water. And at the moment, I aim to drink from 2 to 3 liters of water per day. Staying hydrated helps me control my hunger, my cravings, boost my energy, but also it helps my skin glow. So there are numerous positive side effects to just consuming enough water during the day. So what I do now, I carry the bottle of water with me anywhere I go. And I drink water before my main meal. I drink water the first thing when I wake up in the morning. And if, let's say, I feel hungry, first thing I do, I drink water, because you will be surprised, but many times it turns out I actually wasn't hungry, I was just thirsty. And therefore, again, it helps me control how much food I have. And now let's talk movement. So I didn't do any crazy workouts, especially in the beginning. I was recovering from birth and from cesarean section, so I started really slow. So first, I was walking with a pram, or did like 10-15 minutes yoga or Pilates at home videos while my baby was napping or was lying still. So of course, then slowly, as I was getting into shape, I was losing weight, so I felt it lighter and I was able to move around more. I started to add more muscle strength exercise into my routine. And it wasn't, and I didn't need to go to a gym to do that or attend any classes. I'm doing this at home with my own body weight. Again, you don't need any expensive equipment. I also used my baby as he grew older, and he was weighing quite a lot, to do some workouts with him, and that was amazing, because it not only helped me do the exercise and increase the workload, it also kept my baby entertained. So the hack for those who have kids, toddlers and babies at home, exercise with them, it benefits both. And what's also important to mention about the exercise, that here a consistency matters more than intensity. And there are so many workouts that you can find these days. And you can do dance workouts, you can do running or jogging, cycling. Just get out in the house, just get moving, even doing your household things. Just have to move. We as the humans, we are born to move. We need to move. So really just get out and move around, and that's really gonna help you, and you're really gonna help you on your weight loss journey. So the next one is quite controversial one, as waiting on a daily basis. And I know a lot of people don't like it, and it doesn't work for everyone, but this one did work for me. And the way how I approached it wasn't about to stress about every number I see on a scale, because of course you do have daily fluctuation. There was so many times when I stick to my routine, and on a daily basis I go on a weight and my weight doesn't shift for a week, doesn't shift for 2. And what I learned is not to be frustrated with that, but instead understand how my body works. Think about if I had a significant jump in my weight, I try to understand what were the food choices that I made, or is it just a hormonal, or is it just, I don't know, water fluctuation. What I actually did many times is, if I plateaued, I, instead of decreasing or strictly the amount of calories I was consuming, no, I never did that. Instead, I let myself relax. I actually let me eat an extra snack a day. Let me eat an extra portion of nuts or olives. So I increased my calorie intake by not much, let's say 200 or 300 calories. So I did that for, let's say, a couple of days. And then I go back to my routine. And what I noticed that helped my weight shift. I might increase weight a little bit, but then the plateau will breakdown. So it shakes things up a little bit and helps your weight to move further. I didn't let the number define me. I used it just as a data point, which helped me make and adjust my routine accordingly. Positive sides, it helped me really celebrate the milestone when I lost my first 10 kilos, first 15 kilos, the 20 kilos. Seeing that number going down and seeing those numbers on a scale were just a huge achievement for myself and really helped me understand doing the right things. So the next one sounds simple, but prioritizing sleep. Honestly, this one has shocked me. I didn't realize how much poor sleep will affect my well-being, my health, and the food choices that I'm making the next day. For this journey, I stayed up late, either scrolling through my phone or binge watching Netflix or other documentaries with my husband. And now I treat sleep as my priority. Of course, there are nights when, life, right? Especially with 2 small kids, life happens. But where I can, I will definitely, instead of now watching a show until midnight or 1 o'clock at night, I would try to go to sleep at 10, 11 o'clock. Or if I have an option to nap on the weekend during the day when kids sleep, I will do that. I understand that it's easier said than done, but don't underestimate how much sleep can impact your weight loss journeys. Finally, the most important thing of all is that you have to believe in yourself. Really have to believe that this time it's gonna work. And it doesn't matter if you tried 10, 20, 30 times before and you failed in the past. The past doesn't define that. This time, it's gonna be different. And you truly need to believe in that. And this is what happened to me. I felt in the past, but I knew that this time I will achieve my goal. And I did. Of course, there were many times when it felt really hard. I was about to give up, but I kept reminding myself, I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my family. And this time I believe that I can achieve that. Because, well, if I can do it, you can too. And I truly believe in that. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that sharing those 9 things will give you a good starting point or even a little spark of motivation. If you are on your own journey, I would love to hear all about that in the comments. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to follow my journey. And see you in the next video.